Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's me, the Einstein of Wall Street, from the floor of the stock exchange, the ceiling, the floor, quarter of 250 thou with 3 ace. Exec sum, let's talk. We're talking liquidity. We're closing out this Monday, March 9th, 2026 at 4:15 in the afternoon, up 240 points on the Dow Industrial Average, 1.5 billion on the tape. I would say maybe 1.25 to 1 up volume versus down volume. That's a major reversal. Transport's up, the VIX down almost 20%, and across the board, nothing but green on that screen. Now, that doesn't really tell the story of the tape. We're here to tell the story of the tape because for the most part, we opened down about 60, 65 handles, obviously based on everything that's happening, Iran and with the Straits of Hormuz and then U.S. going boots on the ground, trying to get some uranium, and then market opened down 69 handles and proceeded to really break down below. It was almost that sort of that Monday morning capitulation after closing off around the record lows on Friday. That's what often happens. And I've talked to you about that before. If you see a bid in the market and you bounce back on a closing bell on a Friday, that means there's a bid and people are trying to scoop some cheaper stock. However, if you close at the lows of the day, often you'll see capitulation and you'll have a gap down and you'll sell down further, right? And then you'll have a capitulation and turn around, and that's in fact what we did have, right? So we opened down 69 handles, got down to around 93 handles, and then turned around. It happened literally off a double low. Technicals here at around 10 in the morning, and most of the rest of the day we were on the way up. However, we had a little bit of a turnaround around the 2 o'clock time. But that's still not the story of the tape. The story of the tape came when the president at 3:16 tweeted, I'm not sure how he disseminated the information, but he goes out there and he says, ladies and gentlemen, the war is over. Right? It didn't take as long as I thought it would take. And we are basically, we're shutting this game down. And the market turned around, and in a fast and furious, absolutely catastrophic way, the market just rallied back, and we ended up going as fast as you can imagine, high and mighty, even off the charts in a huge way, literally off the charts on the S&P chart here on the floor. That was spectacular. We ended up going from down about 30 or 40 handles to up as much as 60 handles where we closed. Right? So, I mean, that's a 1,000-point reversal. Intraday 1,000-point reversal. It's spectacular. Now, look, we did have a little bit of a bob and a weave and a roller coaster after that announcement, just trying to get our footing, really finding out what was going on. They were trying to understand what the heck was happening in the market. But obviously, that just kind of we've seen that happen before. We saw it happen last March and April, and the president just decided, enough with the selling. Let's start buying this market. And that's what it was today. The war is over. We don't really know what's going to happen, how this gets unpacked, but that made the market. It was a clear sailing for the rest of the day. We ended up in positive territory across the board, and that's it. And at the same time, the Brent sold off. That's all I got to say, Walden.